saga again because the smaller Tata Group stocks are falling. Now, one person who had picked some of these stocks and was very bullish on that, Porinju Veliyath, and actually the reason he had done that was because Cyrus Mystery had turned them around. Porinju, good morning. I remember, in Unplugged, you had said these stocks were at inflection point, and Cyrus Mystery had revived them. What next now? Would you cut down your positions or would you look for these dips to actually buy more?
Yeah, I know it's a good question. In fact, I have shared with you, I was looking at some of these Tata Group companies, especially the companies in the consumer business, only because Ratan Tata retired, to be very frank. Because I was very much aware about the way it was being managed earlier in the last 2 decades and how things were changing under the new leadership. Here, when I say because Ratan Tata retired, I have all due respect to him. He's a great personality, widely respected person in this country. So when I say, but I'm talking only from a shareholder, minority shareholder perspective. So please limit my the scope of my statements against Ratan Tata is only in that regard. I want to make it very specific. So that is now in risk, today. So I feel if the Ratan Tata kind of the style of managing and culture comes back, the Tata Group minority shareholders should be worried going forward.
Okay, so which of the specific stocks you would worry? If I remember right, Indian Hotels was something you had liked, and I remember you even speaking about Tata Coffee, Tata Global. Which of the stocks would you worry about, keep on your radar, or will you already act, trim down?
To be very frank, I haven't trimmed down yesterday. I tried to sell some stocks at high levels, on the Tata Global Beverages, but I have a very large position in both Tata Coffee and Tata Global Beverages. And at the same time, this is right now, it's too early for investors to take a long-term decision on these companies. Even that will be very difficult to comment on individual companies with the impact happening in the group and in the system with the companies. So it's all same because it was clear mismanagement in the earlier decades. I'll tell you the best example, see the focus of the earlier regime and the recent regime. It was very, very different, very, very opposite. When the earlier regime was focusing on growing big, growing globally, and the family being respected, they were focusing on media management and all those kind of things. It was a very different, wherein the minority shareholders did not create wealth. Maybe some people may argue, TCS made a lot of wealth for the investors, or maybe JLR made a lot of money. But these two instances are just accidental, I'm telling you. JLR was an accidental thing happened in Tata's when they went on accumulating all the waste around the world. And in the case of TCS, it was, okay, there were some great leaders managing this company independently. That was one of the reasons. And the most important reason, it was the structure of Indian economy, the India-specific opportunities, which made this company great and, so much value was created. Imagine Tata Group without TCS and JLR. Without JLR, Telco, the Tata Motors should have been in single-digit price today. So some of these accidents and luck helped a couple of companies. Otherwise, it was an absolute failure.
Point is very well taken. Porinju, hi, welcome to the show. I wanted to ask you a little more in detail about Indian Hotels because Rakesh Sarna was clearly the pillar of growth in Indian Hotels for the last 2 years since he joined. But now his tenure is being questioned as well after Cyrus Mystery's exit. If you are a long-term holder in Indian Hotels, do you just sit patiently, hold on to the stock and wait for the drama to unfold, or do you sell out?
If you see the value in Indian stocks, I'm telling you, it's a multi-bagger with potential today, even at any given point of time. And the new CEO is a smart guy. I was disliking the earlier CEO. He was absolutely useless for the shareholders. And when it comes to wealth creation in that company, minority shareholders were always being surprised what this guy was doing in this company. His relationship with Ratan Tata, a lot of things were being rumored among the knowledgeable people in the market, but we don't know. So, what are the criterions for appointing CEOs in Tata Group companies in those times? So, there is a major change, a sea change happening in the culture at Tata Group companies since Cyrus Mystery has taken it over. But this, what has happened, is very unfortunate, and it was shocking to the employees, to the minority shareholders, and to the nation.
Okay, so at the moment you just avoid any activity on any of the Tata stocks. You said you sold Tata Global, right, at higher levels?
I know a small quantity yesterday. I just was testing the waters.
No, the disclosure is welcome, but what would be the advice? To stay back, or you think your advice itself will evolve as events unfold?
Yeah, because now shareholders have to wait and see. I'm talking about the long-term shareholders. I don't know about somebody holding shares in
I agree.
kind of thing. Long-term shareholders, especially at lower levels, should wait and watch what the group is going to do with regard to the leadership. What is going to be the culture going forward? Are they going to talk and discuss and do things for the shareholders, for the minority shareholders, and all the shareholders with regard to shareholder wealth creation? That is the key, Lada.
Okay, so
shareholder wealth creation is the key when it comes to stock markets.
Okay, so Porinju, that inflection point that you spoke about 3 or 4 months back, do you think that is gone now?
That is under threat.
Okay.
Okay, Porinju, it's a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much. We would seek your advice later. It's quite possible that after Mr. Mystery's letter, an effective response will come from the Tata Group as well, which might perhaps restore faith in some of the stocks. After all, we know only one side of the story. So let's wait and see. Thank you very much for joining us with your very candid thoughts today. I just want to add another caveat. We are inviting